Welcome to Matt.0. There's never a perfect way to start any brand new venture other than taking the first step. And Matt.0 is it a video podcast? Something like that. That has been a long time coming. I've had it in mind for years. And yet, there's always a reason to not start it. There's always a reason to say, it's not quite right. It's not today. I don't have enough time. Well, today's the day I take the step and start it. And along the way, I'm also going to, quite literally, in this case, show you how I'm doing it behind the curtain. Because in this world of overwhelming social media, can't get away from anyone's opinion about anything. That's one of the reasons that I find myself saying, does the world really want to hear more from anyone, let alone me? And yet, I think there's an authentic way to do it. There's an authentic way to share our story and sometimes our perspectives, and for me, what I'm learning about life that is certainly part of my own development and evolution as a human being, hopefully growth, personally, socially, spiritually. And at the same time, there's an opportunity which never happened before in history. I don't know if you've thought of this. This occurs to me, that never before in human history can you record yourself, your opinions, this current version of yourself. For me, in this case, or you could do it, to record and reflect on very easily, but also for your own family, friends, loved ones. We're not going to be around forever. Hopefully I'm around in 50 years. I certainly won't be the same version of myself in 50 years. But my kids, maybe grandkids, and others will be able to see who I am, who their father, grandfather, maybe great-grandfather was. And I think that's a really cool thing to do. Especially as I get older, and I'm sure that's a middle-age thing, that's a second half of life thing. I'll talk about that sometime later on here. I can go on and on. Those who know me know that I can go on and on, sometimes more than people prefer, certainly more than my family prefers. So I'm just going to pull back the curtain and show you here's how I'm doing it. So my hope is that this will grow and evolve. You see behind me a green screen. I'm told I need a light. We have a lot of lighting in here. This is Podcast Central in the Fingston home. It's got a nice setup, nice equipment. Why have I not done this before? I don't know. There's always good reasons to not do this before, it seems. But I become a season-by-season person in life. And to me, a season is around 3 months or so. There's seasons that are years. But a season is around 3 months or so, a literal season, right? Winter, spring, summer, fall. And each season I kind of look ahead at things that I want to do that are new, things I need to improve upon that are current, and things maybe I should get rid of. And this has just been on the list getting pushed back. Because once I start doing it, I know once I start doing it, all right, I got to do it. It's not going to be an everyday thing. I'm aiming for twice a week to start, and then let's see. But I'm just pulling back the curtain and saying, here's what I'm doing. So like I said, I've got a decent setup here already. I even have something that'll become like a green screen. I know a little bit about that, but certainly not enough to be advanced. We've got a nice audio, video setup. The sound should be clear. The video should be clear. I'm not going to worry about editing right now. I think a little bit unedited is pretty cool because everything that we see, or a lot of what we see today, is very edited, and it can make us feel less than, or like our life isn't going in a way that is as exciting or wonderful as the people that we're watching or following and spending an inordinate amount of time on. So I'm just going to show you, man, if I'm meandering and wasting time, well, then maybe you just want to click out. And that's cool. But I'm going to set myself a limit on how long I'm going. So I'm starting with 10 minutes, right? So if you've got 10 minutes and want to spend some time, learning about yourself and figuring out how to become the best version of yourself, all the while saying, all right, it's long overdue. For those who are watching this, not maybe 1 week, but certainly not 2 weeks go by ever in the last number of years without somebody saying to me, you really ought to do a podcast. You like to talk. You like to ask questions, so on and so forth, right? And yep, I should. Well, here I am today. I actually am. And it doesn't take that long once you're into it. What if I just took this and took my 10 minutes and said, boom, here it is to start. You got to start somewhere. And so a lot of people don't have nearly the beautiful scene or situation to start with. So it's not really as rough as a lot of folks have when they start sharing whatever they want to share with the world. So I'm already 6 minutes in. So I'm going to get to Matt.0 and what this is. Matt.0 is something that I think accurately identifies who I maybe currently am, but ultimately who I am aiming to become. It's a pretty serious, it's a serious perspective on life as far as giving ourselves grace and allowing ourselves to become new and become forgiven and know that we are loved, so that we are free to become an even better version of ourselves. And what does that look like? And so I've been inspired by a number of people in recent years, 5 years, 10 years, that have shown me that to grow, to change your view, your opinion, is not just an act of humility, because there's more information to be had and there's more experience to be had, but it's also an act of willingness to grow as a human being. There's a lot of us who will say, I'm the same person now than I ever was, and there's something to that. I think when you come across an old friend, you go to a high school reunion. I remember going to my high school reunion, my 20-year reunion, and it was like, man, some of these guys are just the same, like exactly the same. They were living in the same place they even grew up in. They're living in the same, they're doing the exact same job, right? Like they are the same, and there is some goodness in that, right? In consistency, but man, life experiences are going to happen to you. And so my hope is to grow and evolve into a newer, hopefully improved version of myself. And so one of the people that I follow and read up a lot on always refer to, well, that was 5 Robs ago. And I think about my own self and I go, yeah, you know what? Growing up, I was this carefree kind of goofy kid, and then I started to get, that was like maybe Matt.0, literally Matt.0, the first version of Matt that I was aware of. And then in high school, I had a lot of fun, and there was a lot of false humility there, but had a lot of success in many ways, and then fell, right? And my athletic career ended, and I had to explore who I was, and that was a humble and then working force Matt, right? And then there was the marriage and learning how to live with somebody else Matt, and then there was the kids Matt, and then there was the spinal cord injury that I made a post about and realized, I should be sharing more of this Matt, where it's like, whoa, everything stopped, right? And then there's the professional success and then ultimately job loss Matt, and then there was a deep valley there, the depressed lost Matt, And then there's here I am today, right? I'm probably skipping through a few Matts, but I'm noting a number of seasons of life, and those are years, seasons, that I can look back on and say, well, that was a different me, that was a different me, that was a different me. And so the new me is going to stick with, when I say I'm going to be in the tens, this is a 10-minute podcast. I'm doing a 10-minute podcast. So Matt Point oh is the current version of me, and also the evolution of me into newer and hopefully improved versions, right? 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. So Matt Point oh is the current version of me, even though I look back on the past and think, yeah, there's been a lot of other Matt Point ohs that hopefully I'm growing from, and hopefully this is the newer, healthier version of me. Thanks for listening.